In a world where truth is harder to bear than lies, a 17-year-old girl named Sky finds herself face to face with a mystery named Alba. A casual encounter, an exchange of glances, and a conversation that would mark the beginning of a journey. Sky, a young woman with a spirit as vast as her namesake, meets Alba, a man whose reputation is as enigmatic as his persona. His words, like a symphony, stir something within her, invoking feelings she had never known before. A peculiar mix of fear and fascination, a cocktail of emotions that left her captivated. Their conversation was intense, a dance of words where every sentence was a step closer to the unknown. Sky found herself pulled into Alba's world, a world that was as intriguing as it was terrifying. Yet there was something about him, something that sparked buried memories, memories she wished would stay buried. These were fragments of her past, pieces of a puzzle that she had long since decided to leave unsolved. But as she stood there, the world around her fading into oblivion, she realized that Alba was not just another character in her life's narrative. He was a riddle, a question that demanded an answer. He was a mirror reflecting her fears and desires. He was a storm ready to upheave her life in ways she could not foresee. Sky grappled with this internal conflict. Alba was a mystery, yes, but he was also a threat to her peace, to the walls she had meticulously built around her heart. She knew she should keep him at a distance, yet something within her yearned to unravel the enigma that he was. She was standing on the precipice of a decision that had the potential to change her life forever. As Alba walked away, leaving behind a trail of unanswered questions and unspoken words, Sky was left to ponder over the encounter. She was left with a feeling that was as unsettling as it was exciting. As Alba walked away, Sky could not shake off the feeling that her life was about to take an unexpected turn. Alba was like a riddle, a puzzle Sky was not sure she wanted to solve. He was a mystery that both intrigued and frightened her. He was relentless in his pursuit, a force of nature that seemed to always be there, no matter how much Sky tried to keep him at bay. In the same way a moth is drawn to a flame, Alba was drawn to Sky. He was relentless, his pursuit unyielding. His interest was not the superficial kind that Sky was used to. He wanted to know her, the real her, not just the facade she put on for the world. Sky, on the other hand, was caught in a whirlwind of emotions. She was used to being pursued, but Alba was different. He wasn't just another face in the crowd. There was something about him that sparked buried memories, memories from a past she wished could just stay buried. She resisted him, of course. She knew he was nothing but trouble. But the more she tried to keep him at a distance, the more he insisted on learning everything about her. It was as if he saw beyond her walls, beyond the mask she wore. And as much as she wanted to deny it, their connection was growing. It was a connection that went beyond the physical, a connection that stirred emotions in her she never knew she had. It was terrifying and captivating all at once. But the more she got to know Alba, the more her past began to unravel. It was like peeling an onion, each layer revealing a new facet of her life she had long forgotten or chose to ignore. And with each revelation, she found herself drawn to him, like a magnet to steel. Yet she knew that Alba wasn't at all who he'd been claiming to be. He was a storm, a torrent of emotions and secrets that threatened to upend her life. Alba was a storm Sky did not know if she could weather. And as she stood on the precipice, looking into the eye of the storm, she knew that her life was about to change forever. Sometimes the truth is a double-edged sword. Like an unexpected gust of wind, it can uproot all that you've ever known. And Sky was about to experience this firsthand. She had let Alba in, allowed him to peel back the layers of her life, her story. But as the saying goes, let the sleeping dogs lie, and Sky wished she'd heeded that advice. The revelation of Alba's true identity was like a thunderclap in a silent night. The man she thought she knew was nothing more than a mirage, a beautifully crafted illusion. He was not the charming enigma she had fallen for. He was a riddle wrapped in a mystery, a puzzle too complex for her to solve. The secrets he held were not just mere whispers in the dark. They were deafening roars that echoed through the halls of her heart. With every unveiled secret, Sky felt a piece of her world crumble. Betrayal, a bitter pill, was now her only companion. How could she have been so naive, so blind to the signs? A whirlwind of emotions swept through her, confusion being the most prominent. She had opened her heart to a stranger who had turned her world upside down. Alba, the man who had both terrified and captivated her, had now left her in a state of despair. His secrets, now revealed, were like a storm that had ravaged her life, leaving only destruction in its wake. Her past, which she had painstakingly kept buried, was now exhumed, its ghosts dancing in the light of her present. The truth about Alba had not set her free. It had ensnared her in a web of lies and deceit. She felt lost, adrift in a sea of uncertainty. Her life, once a well-charted course, was now a labyrinth with no exit in sight. However, amidst the chaos, a spark of determination ignited within Skye, a resolve to face the storm, to brave the waves. Yes, the truth was harsh, it was brutal, but it was also a catalyst for change. The truth about Alba was out, and it shattered Skye's world into 1,000 pieces. But remember, it's from those pieces a new world can be built. In the face of despair, Skye found her courage. A courage that was born out of the bitter truth, a truth that had once seemed so unbearable. But as the old saying goes, the truth, no matter how painful, will set you free. And free it did set Skye. Free from the shackles of a past she wished would stay buried. Free from the grip of a man who was nothing but a mirage of lies. Her transformation didn't happen overnight. It was a journey of acceptance, of letting go, of forgiving herself, and of embracing the reality that had once seemed so unbearable. It was a process that was as painful as it was liberating. Skye's decision to confront Alba wasn't an easy one. It required a strength she wasn't even sure she had. But there was a fire in her eyes, a fire that was fueled by the truth, a fire that refused to be extinguished. The confrontation was tense, filled with raw emotions and harsh words. But amidst all the chaos, there was a sense of closure. A closure that was essential for Skye to move forward, to embrace her newfound strength. Alba, the man who had once captivated her, was now just a symbol of her past, a past she was ready to leave behind. As she walked away from him, she felt a sense of relief, a sense of freedom. But her journey didn't end there. No, it was just the beginning of a new chapter, a chapter filled with hope, with dreams, with possibilities. Skye had faced her fears, she had faced Alba, and in the process, she had discovered a strength she never knew she had. A strength that was not just physical, but emotional, spiritual. A strength that would guide her through the rest of her life. And so, as the curtain falls on this scene, we are left with a sense of anticipation, a sense of curiosity. What does the future hold for Skye? Only time will tell. But one thing is for sure, she is ready to face whatever comes her way. Skye had faced her fears, she had faced Alba, and in the process she had discovered a strength she never knew she had. Every end is a new beginning. And so it was for Skye. The revelation had shaken her to her core, but it hadn't broken her. Instead, it had ushered in an era of transformation and growth. The past was a chapter closed, the future a blank canvas, ready to be filled with new experiences, new lessons, and new truths. Post-revelation, Skye found herself embarking on a journey of self-discovery. The girl who once shied away from her feelings was now embracing them, learning from them, growing with them. She was not just surviving, but thriving, finding strength in her vulnerability, wisdom in her experiences. There were lessons aplenty in this new chapter of her life. She learned the value of truth, no matter how bitter. She understood the importance of self-love, of putting herself first. And she realized the power of forgiveness, for others and for herself. But perhaps the most significant lesson was the discovery of hope. Not the kind of hope that was tied to expectations or outcomes, but an intrinsic hope. A hope that was rooted in her spirit, in her capacity to endure, to overcome, to evolve. It was this hope that gave her the courage to face her fears, to step into the unknown. And so, Skye decided to move forward. She chose to let go of the past, of the pain, of the lies. She chose to embrace the truth, her truth. She decided to live her life on her terms, to pursue her dreams, to follow her heart. She chose to be free. This was not just a new beginning for Skye. It was her rebirth. The cocoon of her past had broken open, and in its place stood a woman, ready to spread her wings, ready to soar. As she looked at her reflection in the mirror, Skye realized she was no longer the same girl. She was stronger, braver, and ready to face whatever life had in store for her. This was Skye's new beginning, A beginning paved with truth, hope, and an unyielding spirit. A beginning that was truly her own.